Okay, today we're going to continue solving equations with variables on both sides. So I'm going to do a couple examples with you. The first one I'm going to do is number 7. So the first thing we want to look when we're solving is the first step we're trying to see, first of all, if there's anything that we have to distribute. Okay, are there any parentheses? In this problem, there are no parentheses, so we can move on. After distributing, the next thing you want to do is you always want to make sure or check to see if there's anything you can combine, any like terms. Any like terms that you can combine. This one on both sides, we can't combine 1/4 a minus 12, and on this side, 5/4 a plus 6. And I forgot to draw the line. The line always goes through the equal sign to separate our sides. So there's nothing to combine, so the next thing I want to do is the next thing I want to do, since they're on both sides, is I want to move my variable to get my variable on one side. So I'm going to move the smallest one. Okay, so move the smallest variable. So here I have 1/4 a and 5/4 a. Which one's smaller? The 1/4, right? So it's a positive 1/4 a. So how do I move it? I need to take it away. Okay, so let's subtract it from both sides. Remember, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So on this side, it's going to cancel. Okay, I can bring down my negative 12. My equal sign follows the line. And if I have 5/4 a and I just take away 1/4, I'm left with 4/4 a, and I can bring down my positive 6. All right, now, this is where a lot of you might get confused. So does 4/4 a look normal? First of all, what is 4 divided by 4? Okay, 4 divided 4 is 1. Okay, so really, this equation should be negative 12 equals 1a. And do I need to show that invisible 1? No. Okay, so we can just write 1a plus 6. Now this looks a little bit better. Now I can go on ahead and solve. I have my variable on one side, so I need to get everything else to the other side. So all I see happening to my a is they added 6. So if I need to get rid of that, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. On this side, it cancels. My a is equal to, what is negative 12 minus 6? You get negative 18. Okay, and so in your answer over here, we want to write the variable first. My x is equal to negative 18. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is number 8. Again, I'm going to draw my line through the sides. On this problem, I have nothing to distribute. Remember our rules, the first thing I'm looking is distribute. I have nothing to distribute. On this side, I have nothing to combine. And on this side, I have nothing to combine. So the first thing I need to do is I just need to move my smallest variable. Out of negative 5/2x and a positive 1/2 x, my negative 5/2 x is smaller. So I'm going to move that. It's negative, so how do I get rid of it? We're going to add it to both sides. Okay, on this side, it cancels out. So I can cross that out, bring down my 15. My equal sign follows. Bring down my 9. We haven't done anything with my 9. And if you have 1/2 plus 5/2, you now have 6/2 x. Okay, so I have my variable on one side. So now I can start to move everything else to the other side. So what do I see happening? The first thing I see is that it's being multiplied by this fraction by 6/2. And then they added this positive 9. So in order to get rid of that positive 9, I need to take it away. So I'm going to subtract it from both sides. On this side, it cancels. I can bring down my 6/2x. Bring down my equal sign, and 15 minus 9 leaves me with 6. Okay. Then on this side, let's see. Okay, so the next thing I see is it being multiplied by 6/2. So if it's being multiplied, I need to divide it, right? And I need to divide on both sides. On this side, it cancels. So my x is equal to, what's 6 divided by 6 over 2? So let's find out. If I go to my calculator, I do 6 divided by, fractions always go in parentheses, 6 divided by 2. Oh Lord, here my calculator goes again, right? Close my parentheses. What do I get? A positive 2. So that's my answer. Going ahead and write it down. My x is equal to a positive 2. Write that number down first. Alright guys.